Hello, y'all. It's still Saturday, the 25th. It's now 9:35 p.m. It's probably gonna be I don't know if it'll be past midnight by the time this video uploads. So excuse me. Got me yawning again. So so the video that I did, was it this afternoon? That video that I did the video this afternoon, and if I hadn't gone out, that video would still be uploading. And so that video took up 13 gigabytes on my phone. When I did it during the day with the light on, it took up 13 gigabytes. So I guess I'm better off doing it in the video in the dark with this slow Wi-Fi. And and so in the middle of the night, that video that I did about the situation at the DMV, what they call it, the B, and B as in Bureau of Motor Vehicles in Ohio, the Bureau of Motor Vehicles instead of the Department of Motor Vehicles. They call it the Bureau of Motor Vehicles, but that video took up 5.4 gigabytes. So I guess it did reduce some storage space by being in the dark, but they were both over about an hour and a half long videos. So with the video about the DMV, I looked in YouTube Studio, and I was wondering why I only got 5 thumbs up on that video. So I looked in YouTube Studio, and the perps gave me massive 15 thumbs down on that video. Now, like, people must have been like massively offended at whatever I said in that video. So I mean, I felt deeply hurt, that they gave me so many thumbs down. I feel like if you subscribe to me and giving me thumbs down, you're not a supporter at all. You fake. So they gave me 15 thumbs down, like as if I'm not supposed to be driving or having a car. But I wasn't feeling that great today, and I guess, and I don't know why I keep yawning. No yawning until I started the video. Now I keep yawning like crazy. So I mean, I know the previous video that I uploaded, a lot of people gonna be pissed and mad too. But as I said, I'll be like, well, wow, 15 thumbs down or 17 thumbs down. What did I say wrong? So I really think that the ramen noodles made my body feel diabetic, like, and it's like maybe I shouldn't be, and that's why I say the online person be like, Candy needs to eat off the dollar menu and this and that, whatever. So if I eat like a big Texas cinnamon roll and a bag of chips, I feel like shit all day long. But for lunch today, I had the same thing I had for dinner yesterday. I had the iced oatmeal cookies, and even in this can of sardines, there was three pieces of sardine, 3 sardines in a can, and a cup of ramen noodles. And after breakfast, and I mean, like, when it was time, like, I was trying to not, what I was trying to do was, I was trying to not have lunch and trying to hold out to eat dinner and have the noodles, cookies, and sardines for dinner again. But I felt extreme, like after breakfast, I was fine, but then I felt hungry again, and I felt weak and shaky, and couldn't take it no more by the time of 2 o'clock this afternoon. So I gave in and I ate the cookies and the cookies, sardines, and noodles. So but yesterday I think I remember feeling that kind of weird too. But before then, all week, I've been fine. But I think ever since eating the noodles or having stuff that's like low nutritional value, I would feel weak and not feeling that great. So then, I was determined to not leave out of here this evening or whatever, and I broke my promise to myself. So I went out to eat dinner, and I got perked, of course, on my way to and from walking, and also was a perp that was glad to nearly hit me with his truck. So it seems like the online perps are out to destroy me, and they pinpointed exactly where I'm at anyway. And it's not a comfortable feeling that there are many things that in life that you're missing out on, by stalking a complete stranger who never offended you, never did you anything, never disrespected you. So, it's okay for society to be hostile and prejudiced towards people labeled mentally ill, but people, they tolerate the LGBT and all that, LGBTQIA, which is a choice. So, I don't choose to live as a crazy person. It's just the idea of me being called crazy. That's just your opinion about me. I don't make a lifestyle out of being quote unquote crazy. But I had been falsely called crazy before I even found out the truth. So, I nearly got hit by a truck today. And I'm starting to feel apathetic, kind of feel like as if I can't even win with these perps, or like I can't even, feeling like I can't even win with the perps, or like I can't beat them. So, I felt bothered and disturbed and upset about, the 15 thumbs down on that video about the DMV, like as if y'all thought I said something stupid, or like as if y'all agreed that I shouldn't be driving. But they had these white ladies in this red F-150 with no headlights or taillights. Y'all can drive around with no headlights, no taillights at night and be trying to run over people with your cars. But I'm not. Y'all try to prevent me from having a license, like I'm not supposed to have a car, and I'd be upset with the being prevented from driving or having a car or having a job and stuff. I'd be upset every single day, every single day. Not a day goes by that I'm not upset about not being able to drive, more like not being allowed to drive. Because I know how to drive. But y'all keeping me coerced, forced, poor, dirt poor. that it really is a struggle to have something, food to eat or anything like that, So so I went to go and eat dinner, and out of the restaurant being more than half empty, they sit some perps right behind me, and I think it's the same perps that were guests at this hotel. They're standing in the same hallway as me. The wife was nice and said hi, but I'm not sure if she's a perp. But the guy was perping with the husband or whatever, boyfriend, husband. He was perping with the red while the female was wearing blue. That red blue duality combination, and the female sat like right behind me, and that's where the waitresses sat there, right behind me, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. All the tables and all the booths and stuff, and you sit them, out of all people, you sit them right behind me. So then they got up and left, and then this family, like it was a black man and a woman, I don't know if she was Hispanic or white, and then the daughter looked like she was mixed or something, and the wife or girlfriend or whatever, she it was like when she was eating, she kept on, imagine every time you take a bite, you slam, you're a grown-ass woman, and she was violently slam the fork into the ceramic plate every time she take a bite. I'm like, you're a grown-ass woman doing this. So and it's like people these days do not live civilized. If I was still in foster care and I put my feet in the seats, the foster mom would have gave me the brutal beat down of my life. I wouldn't have been allowed to put my feet in shoes in a seat at a restaurant or on public transit or anything like that. But people, they do not correct their kids when their kids. What am I? Well, that's my sleep deprivation. When their kids, they don't correct their kids when their kids, do sloppy, dirty things. They don't train or correct their kids, and they just let their kids be. They don't even tell their kids, and then the parents have the same poor manners alongside the kids. If a parent is doing something ill-mannered, the kid is doing it right along, the parent doing it right along with the kids. So I was expected to not look at that lady like she was crazy or something. That I'm like, and I even had my earbuds in, and I'm like, you gotta be a perp to be doing this shit, that you sat right behind me, because the waitress sat them right behind me. And as I said, I'm pretty sure they had over 30 empty tables out of the whole restaurant. You're gonna sit them, of all people, right by me, But I'm glad the waitress was nice and respectful. But I saw her throw up the 666 hand sign at another family that was sitting on the other side of the booths near me, And I was like, why they sitting us all together? Why they don't spread us out? So at first I was gonna order something from DoorDash. Because I felt like I didn't want to go back outside, and I didn't feel like being perped, and I wanted a break, and I needed a break. Not out of laziness or whatever, but I canceled the DoorDash order before proceeding to continue, or because it seemed like, you know, the restaurant, if I would have got it on the DoorDash app, it would have been $12 or something plus it would have been 12 something plus excuse me, plus all those fees and stuff. So, I guess I just sucked it up and just gonna, deal with the targeting and save money and walk to the restaurant. And I nearly got hit by by a truck. So, and I don't know why they have employees at these restaurants working with food, and y'all handling food and working with dirty hands, no gloves. If you serving food at IHOP, for example, and you sitting there touching bread with dirty hands, with black dirt caked underneath your fingers, and you never wash your damn hands, black hands. And I'm seeing that more here and Ohio than I did in Pensacola. But at least they give you a few napkins rather than just one napkin. So the dinner that I had was good, and like it was around dinner time, and I felt weak and shaky. And I'm wondering what ingredients did they have in the noodles that made me feel that way. That made me feel weak and shaky before the next meal. So, well, I spent much less, physically going to the restaurant than to do DoorDash. And they got restaurants galore. And they have only one grocery store, and that's a Mexican grocery store. So, I don't think I'm gonna publicize the perp walks today, So I should. But, the perps going to give themselves more reason to have me wrongfully banned from more places. Which that's what they're trying to do. So, I started on a short story, but due to me feeling the way I feeling, I didn't finish it. And I hate working on a piece of writing and having to take breaks and stuff. I'd rather just knock it all in at once, But I was afraid I was gonna have to go to the emergency room today because feeling weak and shaky. So it's like after I ate dinner, it took me at least 30 minutes to feel back to normal after my first bite. And it took me almost an hour to eat. So my whole body was feeling weak and shaky. So that happened after breakfast, before, like right before lunch, and then before dinner. So yeah, these processed foods, it's I don't know. As I said, I never been diabetic before, but and I've been feeling like very, very depressed lately. And I think some of the swelling went down in my legs, but my legs still hurt. I have to check out the hotel room tomorrow. I have to check out the hotel, and I'm not ready. But I'd be glad to get out of this room. I feel icky and uncomfortable, taking a shower and the bathtub is too dirty. But um, I make sure to take a good shower, or probably a double shower, like wash myself twice, before leaving out of here tomorrow. And I've been feeling depressed and feeling high anxiety, and I guess trying to take everything one day at a time, but then be on the verge of wanting to just give up, but then be too scared to give up. you know um I gotta sit here trying to hold myself together and drag myself to stay strong and to stay up. you know so yeah, I said that I promised that I would write a short story or two today, but I started on it, like at least 2 paragraphs, but I'm far from done. And so I try to get as much rest as possible. So I mean, this week I don't know what's gonna happen this week, but I pray and hope to get the license thing, whatever the confusion is with the driver's license. I hope to get it sorted out, because if I would have had a restriction on my license, that lady should have at least warned me or told me why. When on my Florida license, as I said, my Florida license, South Carolina, the California, my hometown, New Orleans, they all had no restrictions on it. So why you put a restriction on my license, my driver's license? So I'm feeling better right now. I'm not feeling 100% normal, but as far as my body physically feeling weak and shaky, I feel better now. But I've been extremely depressed and coping, you know, with food, being depressed. But I haven't been. I mean, I have been. I have been ever since they ran me out of downtown Pensacola, and then you know, from I guess after the incident from January 5th and 6th. I mean, nothing happened on really well, stuff did happen on the 6th, but they didn't harass me on the 6th, but they harassed me on the 7th. After they ran me from downtown and then ultimately ran me out of Pensacola altogether, I've been depressed and overeating lately to cope with what I'm going through. And I'm not greedy or lazy in general, but I'm just going through something, and I've been made to feel extremely, like, very unwelcome in Cincinnati, like as if I unwelcome or don't belong there. They don't want me there either. But here in Kentucky, I haven't had that much problems, or I didn't even have that much interaction with people. But I guess they're a little bit nicer out here. But I don't know. Still trying to figure out. Still trying to wait and see. But I'm still trying to adjust. And it's scary trying to live day to day and not know what's gonna happen. And I just need stability. To get back to have my own place again. And like when I was living in Los Angeles, 2012, 13, 14, 15, I had my own place. I wasn't begging or panhandling, but I I had my own place, but I suffered without a lot, But when you have a permanent place to live, it's easier to stretch than when you're homeless on the streets. Because you can take food and put it in the refrigerator. When you're homeless on the streets, you don't have food that you can put in the fridge or freezer for a week. You got to eat that food like right away. And then what you don't eat, you got to throw it away. But I feel terrible that every now and then, a few times, I've wasted food, ever since the new year, I think. Wasted food a few times and felt bad about it. But before then, at restaurants and stuff, I usually wouldn't waste food unless they would put tomato on my sandwich or something. If I said no tomato and they put it on there anyway, then that would go to waste. But, usually I would eat all my food. But, so, I'm glad and thankful to have, a few supporters. It's not that many, but I'm glad I have a few, But it's really tough trying to get by and get through. And as I said, always being made to feel like everything I do or say is wrong. And, the idea of, as I said, wasting your life, paid or not, wasting your life, stalking the every move of someone who's unimportant. I'm not important at all. You stalk my every move, and y'all forcing me to be mentally ill. Y'all forcing me to be mentally ill. If and it's people being power and control hungry. So I don't think this video is gonna be that much longer. I thought I was gonna talk for another hour and a half or so, like I did the previous videos. But so I have to leave out of here tomorrow. They put me in doggone hotel rooms. The hotels. They put you like very loose toilet seats, and you'd be lucky if the toilet will flush all the way or flush properly. You got to deal with toilets that don't want to flush properly, or sometimes the sink might be slow draining or something like that. And y'all over exaggerate and falsely accuse me of staying in 5-star fancy hotels. I could never afford to, and neither have I ever tried to stay in a Hilton or a Marriott or anything. Never got to stay in those kind of places. I try to get the cheapest that I could afford, where I'm not banned from. So, yeah, I'm feeling like deep depression, and sad to have to get out of here and be back on the streets tomorrow and dealing with the cold. And when I walked to the restaurant, the temperature was very tolerable. It wasn't warm, but it was still cold, but it was tolerable. I ate, and then about an hour and 15 minutes later, I go back outside, and the temperature, it dropped drastically. Like, it was freezing cold. So, they had a roach that try to crawl on my phone, and I freaked out. It was a light brown, big German cockroach. So I'm surprised that they don't do pest control over here, like at these hotel, like well at that yucky hotel, the extended stay in on Pensacola Boulevard. They did pest control when I was over there, and they still had roaches over there. So but anyway, it's 10:06 p.m. So yeah, I mean, it might be past midnight by the time this video uploads, but I'm gonna go for now, and thanks for listening to me. I'm just feeling so depressed and feeling hated and undeserved. I mean, feeling like I'm so undeserving, or worthless, useless, and hopeless. You know, and I feel like high stress and feel like I can never rest. So so I'm not ready to have to leave out of here tomorrow, but I gotta leave out of here and be back on the streets in Cincinnati tomorrow. You know, so I'm gonna go. And thanks for listening to me. I got the information in the description box if you won't care to see about my blog or short stories or Ko-fi, or if y'all want to sign my petition. I have 73 signatures. I'm trying to get to at least 100. If y'all can help me, I have the link in the description. I have my link tree. I have the True DVD for Christians, my fundraiser. I have whatever, in the description box. So thanks, and I'll see y'all. Love y'all.